y'all don't really want it like that. Yeah, here comes the, no, here comes the, oh, here comes the, y'all don't really want it like that. Yeah, here comes the, no, here comes the, oh, here comes the, y'all don't really want it like that.
Hey MHI family, this is Mike. This week's fundamental is number 9, think safe, work safe. Know and practice the safety procedures for your job. Watch out for the safety of your teammates as well, for we are all part of the MHI family. Never take shortcuts that compromise your safety or that of your teammates. This is incredibly important, especially in the type of industry that we're in. And I'd like the service manager here in Nashville and Bowling Green, Mr. Lee Beatty, is going to tell you a very personal story that I think will drive this point home.
Hi, my name is Lee Beatty. I'm the service manager at the Nashville MHI branch. This week's fundamental is think safe, work safe. I would like to share one of my experiences with you that has definitely changed my life and changed my the way I feel and think of safe practices in the workplace and at home. At 18 years old, I started with a company as an apprentice technician. At the same time, another young gentleman, same age as me, started. We became very close over the next several months, almost to a year, working together, working side by side, going through the program together to become technicians for a pretty large company. One day we were working side by side in the shop. I was working on a piece of equipment, and he was working on a piece of equipment. He had the implement up in the air. It was on a wheel loader. He had the implement up in the air and didn't have any kind of security underneath it or any kind of stands or anything, and he was working on the hydraulic control valve. And we just came back from lunch. He went over there to start working, and for a brief moment I stopped and was going to say something to him. I was going to tell him, hey, you really need to put a stand underneath that. I would have said that to probably every other technician that worked in that shop. But because this gentleman was very close to me and he was my friend, I was scared of the damages it would do to our friendship. Young, arrogant, thought that we knew everything type of mentality, so I didn't say anything. He knew what he was doing and what he should have done, but again, I should have said something. I turned back to work on my piece of equipment sitting beside him, and roughly about 15 minutes later, I heard a large noise. Turned over, and my close friend that I knew, his family, his dad, his mom, his daughter, his wife, was laying on the floor with both arms amputated past the elbow. He died right there on the floor in my arms, bled out. It was a very dark time for me. I blamed myself for several years for his death because I could have said something. And after years of digesting it and understanding it, and I truly, come to face the fact that he knew what he was doing, yes. But I would have much rather have had my friend here today mad at me than him as a father not be there for his child because I didn't say anything. I didn't correct an action. Since that day, I've carried I am my brother's keeper mentality about everything. No matter who it is or what it is. We have a short amount of time on this earth, and the things we do make an impact on how we are able to leave our legacy. for a long time, I questioned my friendship to a man that, if he was truly my friend, I would have said something. And at 18 years old, I truly felt he was my friend. And I didn't say anything because I was worried about what he would think, or that "you're not my dad" mentality, or "I know what I'm doing" reply that I would have got. But again, it's something that when you don't say anything, you have to live with it if something does happen. We need to make sure that we are always, looking for those opportunities to help correct and coach our younger people and our older complacent technicians, to make sure that they're not making mistakes that could cost them the hands that they have thrown ball with their son with, or the eyes that they've seen the smile of their daughters with. I appreciate you listening to my story today, and I appreciate the opportunity to share it with you. Thank you.
It's a really impactful story that Lee shared with us. Please take the time to not only think of your safety, but the safety of your coworkers also. We want you to go home the same way that you come to work every day. Thank you guys for listening.